So now we did background and other tutorials. I'm going to use this backdrop now to add this model inside our scenery, and we'll use this by using clipping on the layers in the dark. So right here is our image, and we'll go just simple process it. Okay, we'll adjust, going to sharpness, add a little bit. Too much of the white in this area, we want to take highlights, bring down. As well, maybe a little bit on exposure down and bring shadows a little bit up, not too much. And also work on luminosity on a skin, bring skin up. Saturations on a skin, let's take all the way down. We want kind of almost to be black and white like this. Okay, take down so our skin become white as well, almost like undead type. Let's go open. Well, this is backdrop. You saw what we did before, so we'll just compose to this one. And to this, we'll just first go delete kind of combination, bring right here, make it a little bit easier to work with. Okay, leave it rest as default. I want enhance. We have a lot of retouching we can apply to this, but I just want to enhance some elements, and we'll do by creating a new layer. It will be global dodge and burn on this one. We'll go now fill this with 50% gray, normal mode, opacity 100. Switch to the soft light. Take our brush. It will be 10%. Let's switch to 10% opacity, smooth 100, flow 100. Actually, you know what? Let's just reduce a little bit flow, maybe to about 77. And right here, this is our soft brush. We'll just start kind of painting, enhance a little bit on your hands areas. Right here. Switch to the white. We can touch up a little bit more after. For now, I just want to enhance colors as before. Actually, black right there. Okay. We won't go too crazy on this. I think this is look good. Okay, let's just zoom out. That will be nice. Okay. We'll go to combine these two together. Let's call model and convert to the smart object. So now we'll have this object will come, bring, and drop on top. Let's scale properly, and I want at least scale so it will be same width, and we'll bring down. We'll cheat, we'll hide her feet a little bit out, and also just bring a little bit like this. Okay. Next, let's duplicate it, and we'll hide one of the copy. So the model below, we want add clipping. So by double time click on a layer, we'll open layer style. And right here on the bottom, you can see the clipping area we're going to do. So if you press Alt key and click, you can separate them, and we'll start to dragging. Right there, you can see we kind of moving, adjusting a little bit. So sometimes it's a little bit hard with levels, so we can probably just smooth out a little bit more. Bring around maybe this area, and we'll switch blend mode. We can go to the screen, so it's smoke will pop up. Soft lights won't work for us, same as multiply, so lighten or a screen. And a screen will have a little bit brighter effect for us, but I don't know if it will work very well. With the blending, we can put on a lighting, and you know, just let's bring this clipping right there. Usually I'm just looking on a little bit on herself and mostly on the fog as well. Maybe even screen. Let's try on a screen. Screen may work better. We still have it right here edge, and we'll fix this by creating mask. We'll go select, take to the black. Let's go to 0, 10%, and we'll just kind of adjusting. Okay, let's go back to 10%. Slightly adjusting here. Okay, this is what I needed, just a embedded person with kind of. So next we have another copy. We'll create this copy. We'll create another mask and inverse Control I. And now with painting white color, let's go. We start with 5. We can start paint in our model. Notice I still using, actually maybe it's 0, so it will be faster. I still using kind of my soft brush, so I want edges a little bit there. Okay, we'll adjust this stuff, and we'll change brush thickness. You can kind of applying with this. Okay, right there. Bring on your fingers just slightly. Again, the blending is actually worked for us very well because it is kind of blend here with the environment. That's what we wanted. And it's okay if you went over because we got to fix afterwards. So a little bit right there, maybe going 1 right now. And just touch up a little bit. Around this area. Okay, if this fog look a little bit too, actually right here I needed to add a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. So her face come up a little bit nicer. Okay. Okay, let's go right there. Okay, so we still have it right there. Maybe lose some details. So we want to dim down, so we can always go to this model below. Select black color, 10%, very light. We kind of just slowly take that smoke out a little bit, just to fix slightly. Okay, let's take these two models, group them together. Okay, and we'll take and place this model below our color adjustments. You can see right there we have it nice. A little bit does not match our model because we have kind of focus right there. Problem was a blur, lens blur was, so we want to add some to this effect, maybe to the feet. Lower angle will be nice. Leave it hand about intact there. Let's go to and also some lighting, maybe add more. So for this we'll go create new layer. Kind of we want to blend them together a little bit more. We'll go select 100% white. We'll go from top, but from there click, hold down shift and click again, so you can see we kind of almost create lights going. So we'll create another ray, smaller, click, hold down, hold shift and click again, so it will create line for us. Same things right here. Kind of don't work too much if we right there. I think it's about right. And when we're done, we'll go to filter, blur, We'll use blur to blur those a little bit more on the lines around there. And we'll go in now, switch this to the soft light. So you can kind of see we can add this some lights blending here a little bit better. Still behind here maybe something need add. So in this case, before process it, we'll put another blend fog on the back. And we can also select just a round brush if we need it. Just, create like this. Filter, blur. So we can add that one as well. And switch to the soft light. So this is not necessary, but it just maybe bring you a little bit up. Again, I'm not necessarily like this, so let's delete this. The reason is why, because we still have a little bit darkness right around here going on her. So maybe we should create darker fog up front of her. So let's try to do this. And for that one, we'll actually going select same color as we have a tree right there in shadows, and we'll go down. Let's see what if we have it. Our smokes will come look good. So we can go kind of like this, almost add right there. Let's select another one. Yeah, I don't like put on her face, so we'll just add right there. And let's create one more. Okay, we'll go right there. So just a little bit right in the edges. Like this. And let's go play with the modes. We can go to soft light. You can see it's edge overlay, a little bit more contrast. Multiply will be darker mode, so we'll go to probably soft light. Okay, around this area. Now let's go tight all of them together. We can do this by press Ctrl Shift Alt E or Command Option E to create a new layer. This layer will help us to blend them also as well. We'll go to Convert Image Adjustment Black and White. Convert this to black and white. Let's bring a little bit more contrast right around this area. Okay. Next we go to Image Adjustment Black and White, Shadow Highlights. We'll take our amount up on both of them. We'll take about 15 pixels for this size, and we'll bring shadows darker and maybe contrast a little bit higher in this case. Click OK, and we'll convert this to the soft light. So it's create kind of like grungy, a little bit pop up, a little bit model out. We don't necessarily need to do all of this. We can just bring opacity a little bit up, maybe about 40%. So we kind of go in the woods. Let's also add with a color, so back our color. And with the colors we can also see if we want to bring kind of all mood of the green forest here. Maybe too much yellow, let's take this one a little bit down. Okay, and also we enable back our luminosity. These two layers, it's from previous tutorial when we created backdrop, so it can work this way. Okay, we can just make a little bit maybe higher contrast. Too much this way, flatten out. Okay, so I want to disable this to create new layer by combining all visible in one. And we'll just add blur lens on this. Blur carrier, iris blur. just a little bit right in this area. I want to blur. So let's see. Yeah, we don't want it blur too much. Proper around this area. Okay, let's click OK. Just take a second to process this. Let's look closer on the hand. So right there, her hand, you can see it's kind of blurring. A little bit better blending on this area, creating this sharp point. Let's also create vignetting by creating a new layer. Draw the mask around and fill this mask with the black color, so we have only these edges transparent. And by taking feathering, we can bring the feathering up. Switch the mode to the soft light. So we can preview right here. You can see we add some vignetting, kind of hide those whites that I'm not necessarily was like this. But you notice how we mask. We mask just with the clipping, and then we had ability to do this because model was in white, and it's much easier for us to do this instead cutting off. Just apply with the smoke and everything, so it was easier. In this case, we'll go to enable color, enable our luminosity. Additional effect we can add Grinch to this if you want to, or a little bit even flatten more. For example, in this case, we can bring kind of almost like, you know, foggy flatten effect if we need it. Maybe around that area. Right here. Let's restore a little bit back contrast, maybe too much flatten. But right there, black, you can see we can crush it or bring equalization kind of. Okay, so right here's the image, and if you remember what we did, we create, okay, let me go. We had our background that we created from one. We'll add model by clipping and added also some effects post-processing to create this image. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please remember to visit on the website is www.geekatplay.com. Also, you can support me on my Patreon website is patreon.com/geekatplay. As well, subscribe to YouTube channel. Thank you.